Welcome to the video of Mathematics 10. We're doing a polynomial introduction. So before we start our lesson today, there are some important knowledge that you need to have to understand this material today. First question is, are 2x and 4x like terms? And what is the coefficient and variable of 4x? What about 3 over 2 x squared? The answer for the first question is the 2x and 4x are indeed like terms. And the coefficient of 4x is 4, and the variable of 4x is x. For 3 over 2x squared, the coefficient is 3 over 2, and the variable is x squared. The learning objective is you can simplify polynomial expressions by collecting like terms and using the distributive property. Let's try our first example question. Simplify 5x minus 2y plus 3x plus 8y. So the first thing we need to do is to identify the like terms. Well, in this case, the 5x and 3x are like terms. And they're like terms because they share the same variable. So what I'm going to do with the like terms, I'm going to underline the 5x and 3x. So let's put them together first. Remember that for the addition and subtraction, the ordering does not matter too much as long as you keep the signs and the operations with them, which naturally puts us the negative 2y plus 8y together. And they are like terms as well because they share the same variable. The coefficients do not have to match for the like terms. And now let's collect like terms by adding them together. 5x plus 3x. One of the easiest ways to explain this is to think about apples. What is 5 apples plus 3 apples? Well, that's obvious. You have 8 apples. So therefore, you have 8x. What about for the y? Then minus 2y plus 8y. Well, negative 2 plus 8 is positive 6. So that must be plus 6y. And voila, we've simplified this expression. We collected like terms and we added the like terms together. So there, our answer is 8x plus 6y. So let me annotate my work here. Collect like terms. The same variables. By underline. And then add the like terms together. To simplify. Let's move on to the second question. Expand and simplify 3 bracket x plus 2 brackets minus 4x. The first thing we need to do to solve this problem is we need to get rid of this bracket. How so? Well, we need to use our distributive property. The distributive property means that the 3 here is applied to x and also applied to 2. And we also know that it's just written 3 open brackets. So if it's written like that, we also know that there's a missing hidden the multiplication sign, which means that we're going to multiply 3 by x, and we're also going to multiply 3 by 2. So which means we're going to write it as 3 times x plus 3 times 2. Notice how 3 is distributed to x and 2 at the same time. Now let's simplify that a bit. So that's just going to be 3x. 3 times 2 is 6. And I think we can do the similar problem as before, we can collect like terms. I noticed that 3x and minus 4x are like terms because they share the same variable. So let's put them together first. 3x minus 4x plus 6. And 3 apples minus 4 apples tells us it's negative 1 apple. So I'm going to write it as negative x plus 6. And that's our final answer. Let's annotate our work. Use distributive property to multiply 3 on both x and 2. Collect like terms. And add like terms. Quite a simple process, and you should be able to do them by yourself fairly quickly. Let's go through some vocabulary and formula. Well, the first thing we have to know is a term. A term is composed of a number and a variable. It could have a variable. It doesn't have to have a variable. It's just a number, and that's also a term. Okay, it has a coefficient. The coefficient is a numerical part in front of a variable. So for example, if you have 5x, well, the 5 is in front of the variable, so that's the coefficient. And the variable, of course, that's a letter used to represent a number. So x, x squared, y, things like that. The constant is a term that has a no variable on it. Okay, it is constant because there's nothing to be changed. And the like terms, like we said, the terms that have the same variables and perhaps potentially different coefficients. A polynomial is an expression that is composed of multiple terms. Well, it's poly, so it could be one as well. So monomial is technically a polynomial too, but it can be 2 or 3 or 4 terms. And of course, a distributive property, we use the formula a bracket b plus c bracket equals ab plus ac. So you notice that a is multiplied to b and a is multiplied to c. So thank you for watching this video, and I'll see you in the next one.